Did you know that some of the most prolific killers often have seemingly normal beginnings? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The idea that someone who would go on to commit such heinous acts could start life in a way that seems so ordinary, so unremarkable. Ted Bundy, the name that sends chills down spines, was one such individual. His story is a stark reminder of how appearances can be deceiving. Born Theodore Robert Cowell in 1946, his early life held little hint of the darkness that would consume him. He was just another baby in a post-war America, a time when the country was rebuilding and families were trying to find normalcy. Raised by his grandparents in a seemingly loving home, Bundy's childhood appeared ordinary. He played in the yard, went to school, and celebrated holidays just like any other child. However, cracks in the facade began to show. Family arguments and moments of distress hinted at underlying issues that were not visible to the outside world. Whispers of his mother being his sister, kept secret to avoid scandal, hinted at a troubled family history. This revelation, if true, would have been a significant psychological burden for young Ted. This potential lie, if true, could have deeply impacted young Ted's sense of identity and belonging. Imagine growing up with such a fundamental aspect of your life shrouded in secrecy and deceit. Some experts speculate that this early exposure to deception and instability may have planted the seeds of manipulation and a distorted reality that would later define his crimes. The environment in which a child grows up can have profound effects on their development and worldview. Despite this, Bundy was described as a bright and charismatic child. He had a smile that could light up a room and a charm that made him popular among his peers. He excelled in school and was well liked by his peers. Teachers praised his intelligence and potential, and he seemed destined for a bright future. This stark contrast between his outward normalcy and the potential turmoil brewing beneath the surface adds another layer of complexity to Bundy's story. It makes one wonder how much of his true self was hidden behind that charming facade. It serves as a chilling reminder that evil can often lurk beneath the most unassuming facades. The story of Ted Bundy is a haunting example of how appearances can be deceiving, and how the seeds of darkness can be sown in the most unexpected places. As Bundy matured, his seemingly normal exterior began to crack, revealing glimpses of the darkness within. What once appeared to be a charming and intelligent young man slowly started to unravel, exposing a more sinister side that few had ever seen. He developed a fascination with voyeurism, peering into the windows of unsuspecting strangers. This wasn't just a fleeting curiosity, it became an obsession, a compulsion that he couldn't resist. This disturbing habit marked a turning point, a descent into the shadows where he found a perverse thrill in violating the privacy of others. The thrill of watching from the darkness gave him a sense of power and control that he craved. His romantic relationships also took on a sinister tone. What started as seemingly normal interactions quickly turned dark and manipulative. Bundy became known for his ability to charm and manipulate women, often showering them with attention and affection. His charm was a mask, hiding his true intentions and luring his victims into a false sense of security. However, these relationships always ended in heartbreak, with Bundy exhibiting possessive and controlling behavior. His need for control extended beyond voyeurism and into his personal relationships, where he sought to dominate and manipulate. These failed relationships seemed to fuel his rage and resentment towards women, emotions that would later manifest in horrifying ways. The anger and frustration he felt only deepened his dark desires. Bundy's academic achievements continued, culminating in his enrollment in law school. Despite his dark inclinations, he maintained a facade of normalcy, excelling in his studies and impressing his peers. This pursuit of law, a field meant to uphold justice while simultaneously engaging in increasingly deviant behavior, highlights the chilling duality of his nature. It was as if he was living a double life, one of a promising law student and another of a burgeoning criminal. It was as if he sought to master the very laws he intended to break, further blurring the lines between his public persona and his hidden depravity. This duality made him all the more dangerous, as he could navigate both worlds with alarming ease, leaving those around him unaware of the true monster lurking beneath the surface. The year was 1974, and the Pacific Northwest would become forever scarred by the emergence of a nightmare. Young women began disappearing with alarming frequency, their lives brutally cut short. The details were chillingly similar. Attractive, young women, often last seen in public places, vanishing without a trace. Law enforcement was baffled. The disappearances seemed random, with no apparent connection between the victims. Little did they know, a monster was moving among them, hiding in plain sight. Ted Bundy, with his boyish charm and disarming demeanor, was about to etch his name in the annals of criminal history. Bundy's success in eluding capture for so long can be attributed to his chillingly effective tactics. He often preyed on women in vulnerable situations, feigning injury or impersonating authority figures to gain their trust. His intelligence and charisma, the very traits that made him appear so normal, were his deadliest weapons. He carefully selected his hunting grounds, often targeting college campuses and other public places where young women felt safe. Bundy understood the routines and vulnerabilities of his victims, using that knowledge to his advantage. His ability to blend in, to appear unthreatening, allowed him to move undetected, a phantom preying on unsuspecting victims. Section 5. A Trail of Tears. The Victims of Ted Bundy. As Bundy's reign of terror continued, the list of his victims grew, each name a tragic story cut short. These were not just statistics, they were real people with lives, dreams, and families who loved them dearly. There was Linda Ann Healy, a talented radio announcer abducted from her apartment, her disappearance leaving a void in the lives of those who loved her. Her voice, once a source of comfort and joy to many, was silenced forever. There was Donna Gale Manson, a bright and ambitious student at Evergreen State College, her dreams and aspirations extinguished in a moment of unimaginable violence. She had a future full of potential that was cruelly taken away. These women and so many others were more than just names on a list. They were vibrant individuals with their own unique stories, hopes, and dreams, each one contributing to the tapestry of their communities. They were daughters, sisters, friends, each with their own unique stories, hopes, and dreams. Their lives were intertwined with those of their families and friends, creating bonds that were shattered by Bundy's brutality. Bundy's brutality robbed them of their futures, leaving behind a trail of unimaginable grief and loss. The pain of their absence is felt deeply by those who knew them, a constant reminder of the lives that were stolen. Their stories serve as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of Bundy's crimes, a legacy of pain that continues to haunt their loved ones. The memory of these victims endures, a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of such darkness. Section 6. Capture and Trials. Bundy's Web unravels. Despite his meticulous planning, cracks began to appear in Bundy's facade. His name surfaced in police investigations, linked to suspicious encounters and stolen vehicles. In a stroke of luck for law enforcement, but a moment of terror for his would-be victim, Bundy was apprehended during a routine traffic stop in Utah. His capture marked the beginning of a long and complex legal battle. Bundy, representing himself in court, used his intelligence and charisma to manipulate the legal system, even managing to escape custody on 2 separate occasions. However, the net was closing in. Evidence mounted, linking him to numerous disappearances and murders. Section 7. Behind the Mask. Inside the Mind of a Killer. As the world grappled with the horrors of Bundy's crimes, experts sought to understand the man behind the mask. Psychiatrists and psychologists delved into his psyche, attempting to unravel the complexities of his motivations. Some theories pointed to his troubled childhood, the potential lies surrounding his parentage, and his early exposure to pornography as contributing factors to his warped worldview. Others focused on his narcissistic personality disorder, a condition characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. This diagnosis seemed to align with Bundy's manipulative behavior, his ability to charm and deceive, and his complete disregard for the suffering he inflicted on others. Section 8. Bundy's Legacy. The Enduring Impact. Ted Bundy's reign of terror finally ended in 1989 with his execution in Florida's electric chair. However, the impact of his crimes continues to resonate. Bundy's case forever changed the landscape of criminal profiling, forcing law enforcement to rethink their strategies for catching serial killers. His ability to blend in, to appear charming and trustworthy, shattered the myth of the monstrous-looking criminal. Bundy's case also sparked a national conversation about violence against women, highlighting the vulnerability of women in society. His crimes forced us to confront the uncomfortable reality that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places, and that appearances can be deceiving. Section 9. Unmasking Evil, a Call to Action. The story of Ted Bundy serves as a chilling reminder that monsters often hide in plain sight. It's a story about the darkness that can reside within seemingly ordinary individuals and the devastating impact of their actions. But it's also a story that compels us to be vigilant, to understand the complexities of evil, and to recognize the warning signs. If you found this exploration of Ted Bundy's chilling story insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Don't forget to share this video and help us shed light on the dark corners of human nature. Together, let's continue to learn, understand, and protect ourselves from the shadows that lurk in our world.